What's your Michael's favorite short film?
What's my Michael? Oof. You mean
It's difficult, no?
it's pretty difficult. Yeah. I mean, Thriller, I remember seeing Thriller in the theater, in like actually a movie theater for opening night or whatever. Maybe it was a premiere, but I do remember that scared the heck out of me. But I do. So Thriller, because of the age I was and the memories of my uncle, we spent so much time, the crazy wild rides we had and all that stuff together. I would say that era is a special era for us. And so Thriller is in that era, but Ghost is amazing as it is.
Did you watch Thriller in 4K?
Yes, I did. I
Yes.
paid a ticket and went to the theater and saw the movie. I forgot what the movie was, but I saw it was 3D though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the IMAX 3D. I think that was the 4K version. I haven't seen if there's another release, I haven't seen that. I've only seen the IMAX 3D one.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Okay. It was amazing.
What's your favorite Jackson 5 or Jackson's song or album?
I don't know. I Want You Back is always a big song of mine, in that way, just the way it starts. There's a song called Pedals that I used to sing all the time when I first learned how to drive, that my brothers can't, they hate the song now because I played it all the time while I was driving them to school and all that stuff. So that was another one that it's Jackson 5 song called Pedals. And no favorite album, by the way. I guess Jackson 5 greatest hits would be, would be.
What's your favorite artist today, currently?
I don't have one.
It's difficult, no?
It's difficult, and they all have strengths and weaknesses, and all artists do in that way. So it's not like I have my favorite to pick from. And I don't know. I did have a sentimental connection with BTS in terms of the song Dynamite, and then their other songs in that way, just because it came at a time when I needed it to come in terms of I was burnt out with all the interviews and stuff like that. And there's a backstory that I will tell eventually with Korea, South Korea, because Leaving Neverland was going to be released in South Korea. And someone approached me telling me that and can you make sure that it doesn't happen and all that stuff. And so I went to a couple different routes. One route was I called a friend of mine and who's a lawyer here, but she's Korean. And I said, do you know anyone that's a lawyer out there? Because I heard that there is a defamation clause in there for people that are dead. And so she connected me with someone there to do that. But at the same time, I did approach the estate saying, look, Michael Jackson for K-pop, that's their idol. Like K-pop people, not only BTS, I'm just saying anyone in K-pop is influenced by Michael Jackson.
They made a lot of tributes.
Yeah. And so I said, do you understand if this Leaving Neverland comes out in South Korea that K-pop will have to disown Michael, not because they want to, but because K-pop is run by corporations, and those corporations are going to get scared and then say, oh, you're not allowed to talk about Michael. And so I don't know what happened. I did talk to the lawyer that was in Korea, telling her that I would go through all lengths to fight this because I knew the importance of it. And she was like, she's like, how much do how much time and energy do you want? I go, it doesn't matter to me, because I knew the weight of K-pop in that way. And I knew that if it was released in South Korea, and this was a place that I knew ahead of time that it was going to be released. I would have done the same thing here, but I had no warning. But I did have a warning for South Korea. And so I told her, I said, it doesn't matter. Like, I'll put all my resources and everything to fight this. And then it mysteriously never got released. And so I don't know who stopped it or if my inquiry stopped it, because it was a sister channel of HBO. So it wasn't like they had to buy the rights. It was already, they had the rights. I don't know what stopped it, but it was stopped in that way. and I'm not taking credit for it, but I do know my inquiry helped in that way because it brought light to it. Why I say that is because when you fast forward to months later and you see BTS doing Michael Jackson moves, it choked me up, and it still does, because they're the biggest group today, massive. And you see the fight, as I was saying, I had a 2-year fight that I was doing, and I was worn out, and I was wondering, I'm like, why am I doing it? Why are people not getting it? Why there's still these people that just won't admit it or get it. And then they come with Dynamite, and it made me feel like it's worth it. All this stuff is worth it, because here they are with their billions of views now. But Dynamite, and they're not only dance, it's undeniably Michael. It's not like, was that Michael? It's like undeniable. It's a tribute to Michael in certain ways, and it made it all worth it to me. And I don't know why I know I'm getting emotional, because as I said, I get emotional about that song just because it's such a positive song too, at a time with the pandemic. It encompasses Michael, and they encompass Michael, even though they don't, maybe never even met Michael. They encompass Michael because their view of what they want to do with their music is to help people and lift people up. So there is that Michael spirit in there. That's why I, really not only respect BTS, I love BTS, and will always be a supporter of them. Plus, my daughter loves them too. But Taylor dances to all their songs in that way. And it's just it's that energy. But yeah, they've been amazing, and they're consistent in that. And I went from not really knowing them to being a huge fan just because I support that. I support that message, but also they're super talented.
And
that's why I got choked up. When I saw and saw Dynamite, and to this day, because I literally, when I saw that music video, I cried, because I was just because we had seen the teaser, and you saw the dance steps of the teaser, and then so they're like, yeah, that is Michael's moves and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then when you see the whole video, and you see different people doing different moves and all that stuff, and it's Michael, and
but there are many K-pop bands who dance like Michael Jackson. Many of them, many of them.
Oh, yes, and they're amazing, and that's a thing, and they give tribute to him in that way. That's why K-pop, as I said, was special to me in general. Even though I had not followed it that much, I knew how important it was in that way. So that's
And I think Dynamite on a mainstream level was kind of a turning point, being Michael Jackson is cool again. And more people were doing, Michael choreos, even through BTS, and posting gifs and videos and such.
Yeah. And Drake did as well with, he had that song with the Michael, and then he did that move, and it became a TikTok thing.
And Lil Nas was dressed as Michael in some video, something like that. So, it was step by step, little by little, Michael was being cool again.
Yeah. And I think they always, it's hard. It's just hard. It's hard to navigate that world when you're in it as a musician or as an artist in general, because you are at the slave of what they want you to be, but you have to fight it in that way. And you have to pick your battles, and you have to be big enough to do it anyway if they don't want you to do it in that way. And it's a hard scenario.